What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. I'm Andy the Middle-Aged Gamer and this is the comparison video of the Tokyo Marui MP7A1 gas blowback versus the Umarex licensed VFC manufactured Gen 2 MP7A1 Navy spec. Now, before we jump into this awesome video, usual disclaimers ahead. So, first one for YouTube. This video was filmed in a safe and secure location at my own private range. There was no risk to other persons or property. All safety precautions were taken, such as eye pro and face masks when operating these blasters. Now, the second part is to you guys. Everything you see in this video was bought and paid for by myself. So the weapons, the gas, the BBs, my time, etc. and experience with these is all paid for by myself. So take that as you will. And with that being said, let's jump in. Okay, so let's start this off with the price. On your left, you have the Tokyo Marui. That retails for around £300. On the right is the VFC, and that retails for around £320. Now, the magazines, well, on the left, the Tokyo Marui is around about £40. On the right, the VFC average from start 50, but can go up to £70 depending on your retailer of choice and basically the demand, let's put it that way. I've seen retailers now pushing prices up due to demand. So take that as you will, but does it mean that with the VFC being more expensive, do you get more quality? Well, let's start with the magazines before we move over to the main blasters. So as you can see, magazine-wise, it's substantially bigger for the VFC when comparing it to the Tokyo Marui. Now, they both hold 40 rounds and you will get 90 rounds of actual BBs on one charge of gas out of both of them. So yes, and they both operate on green gas and will easily hop any of your 0.2s all the way up to 2.8s, 3.2s on the VFC all day long. So yeah, those are your magazines. I do like the Tokyo Marui with the extra piece here. Just gives it more authority when smacking the knocker valve at the back. Whereas with this one, you get the standard as is. But yeah, other than that one difference and the size, it's as you wish which one you prefer. Now, let's talk to blasters. And to do that, we're going to need to zoom in. Okay, so let's get these two and show you the size comparison. That's going to be the most obvious thing that people like to comment on the two. Here is the VFC, as you can see, and here is the Tokyo Marui. Now, if I line them up so they're level with the buttstock and try and overlap them, you can see the size differences between the two. It's quite considerable. It's not the best, but it is considerable. So, one thing I will tell you is weight. The VFC one is way lighter than the Tokyo Marui. The Tokyo Marui is way more heavier, and we'll get to that as we take it apart. So let's go over the markings of the Marui, shall we? Now, let's zoom in on in. With the Tokyo Marui, you still have the HK official marking there. You do have your proper markings for the fire selector, and you do have the real steel caliber markings engraved there. Now, if we flip it around, whereas you would find here on the side the address of Tokyo Marui on the manufacturer there, and you have your correct markings here. That's pretty much all she wrote. When you do look underneath though, if I flip it this way, you do have your proof markings and your actual serial number for the blaster right there. Okay, so there's your, how to say, markings for that one. So if we put that one back here, now we can overlay this one. As you can see, your caliber markings in the same place, and you have your fire selectors that are correct. MP7A1 on the grip. As you can see, there are no other markings. This is the officially licensed one, so it does have all the correct markings that it should have. But lo and behold, Tokyo Marui had it right. One of the comments I had on the Tokyo Marui video is that they don't have all the official trades. They do, they just didn't pay for them. Now, if we flip it over, the main difference is here it says Heckler & Koch, Germany, made in Germany, as you can see, from Heckler & Koch. And you do have the little legal bet license trademark of Heckler & Koch GmbH there, whereas that is not on the Marui. But that's just painted on anyway, or laser etched, what I'm going to call it. You do have all the same markings. The pistol grip has the same on there. Now, when it comes down to the serial number, it's still there. You do have your serial number, but unlike the Tokyo Marui that actually has the VFC, should I say, the official markings on there, you know, the product, what they call proof markings, this one just says caliber 6mm BB for legal reasons. That's it. So, what the other difference is? Well, let's go over the simple reason. With the, I would say, with this one, you basically will pull down to release the bolt, whereas on the Tokyo Marui, you push up to release the bolt. That's about it. They both don't hold the bolt to the rear, and they both are basically, you know, very good blasters. And to prove that, let's take this out to the range and get that done. Okay, so this is the Tokyo Marui MP7A1 gas blowback. Let's do the chrono test with 0.2 gram BBs and green gas. Come on, there we go. Right, let's get an average on that. So that gives an average of 341 FPS with green gas with 0.2 gram BBs. Okay, not bad. Now let's see if we can do a rate of fire test. And rate of fire is 1008 rounds a minute. Okay, so now it's the turn of the VFC MP7. Let's see what the rate of fire is with that. So click it down to thingy. Let's see. Right, we get better readings off this one. Let's see what we got. Average of 329 FPS. Which is great. High of 340, low of 320, which is about right for gas blowback. Let's see if we can get a rate of fire. Okay, so let's see how accurate she is with the grouping size. Okay, so once I got used to where the sights is, because sadly I have not used this in a long time, so yes, excuses out the way. Once it was hitting target, you're looking at a 3-inch, because remember this is 6-inch wide by 6-inch high, so about a 3-inch grouping, which is not bad at 10 meters. Okay, so now it's the turn of the VFC. Let's see how accurate she is. So let's take it back to 10 meters and let's see what the grouping size is with the VFC. Now, as you can see, most of those did actually hit the center, but obviously you are getting some pulls. That's part me and the gun, so out the box, I would say it fits the palm of your hand. It's pretty much fine. You are going to hit a human-sized target at 20 meters or so, so it's perfectly fine with the stock in a barrel and hop. Okay, so I've not tried the Tokyo Marui against the Texas Star, so let's give it a good try. Let's see how many BBs it takes to clear the rack. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5. Okay, so not that many BBs at all. Okay, and now it's the turn of the VFC. So let's see how accurate she is. I think that was 6 for 5, I think. Wow, that's not bad. Okay, so as you can see, accuracy-wise, these are both on par, and that's a huge win for the VFC version of it, because we all know VFC can have a bit of a hiccup at beginning, but out the box, this was always shooting accurate. So that is absolutely amazing, a great compliment to them, and it's both of them are really good, but we expect that of Tokyo Marui. Now, let's put the shells up together and show you why there's a substantial difference in weight. Even though the VFC is bigger, it's way more lighter. And that is because the VFC is made just like the real steel, made of nylon fiber reinforced polymer, and their metal reinforcements are thinner due to the more rigidity of their body. The Tokyo Marui looks a little bit thicker, but it's not, it's only ABS plastic. So ABS plastic means it's not strong, and under the heavy recoil, it needs to be fully reinforced, and you can see this entire skeleton structure inside, all the way down to the hot chamber, which is great, but adds a substantial amount of weight to the build. Okay, now, the VFC does come with the 14mm counterclockwise thread. You will get the muzzle brake automatically fitted as standard, but the outer barrel is right here on the end cap. So if I remove the end cap, which I can do, there's your outer barrel. That's it. And that to me is kind of okay, but what have you. This one features a full steel flash hider, full steel outer barrel all the way to about here, where your hot chamber is. Okay, so you do have the full outer barrel on there. It is fully, how to say, done, and it's screwed into, like say, where your hot chamber starts here, it goes all the way up to the back here, and now all the way from the front here is your outer barrel, and it is full steel. And that's where most of your true weight along with the rail system is. Now, with that out, I've already explained in the review video what internal changes they made for the Gen 2, so we already know that. Let's talk stocks. Okay, as you can see on this stock, it's correct, so you can actually put the pins in there, which is great for looking after your pins. With the Tokyo Marui, if I pull the stock up, you can't. The pins are too big and they won't fit the holes. The holes are there just for show in that respect. When it comes to size, as you can see, there's a substantial difference in size. Now, both are made the same. They both look the same. If I flip them around, you can see they have the same sort of recoil, except this one's just more substantial compared to the Marui. And it seems to be a theme going across. They're both designed in a very similar way. The recoil guide rods are the same, except this one's bigger, this one's shorter. This one uses a steel bar for the guide rod and a steel spring. The Marui one uses an aluminum guide rod with polymer at the end, and you also get a steel spring. Now, your bolt carriers, your next substantial bit. So, if I put them side by side, your Marui one is on the left, your VFC one is on the right. Now, as you can see, the VFC one is slightly taller. They are technically about the same width, except this one has a little bit extra on the sides just for it to slide in and out as rails. So as you can see, these little wing bits put on it, that was done so it could glide forward and back, whereas the VFC one, it does it completely along the top, like it should. The VFC one is one solid piece, whereas the Tokyo Marui one has half of it as aluminum, and then you have this connection bolt, and the rest is plastic. Their nozzle system is exposed here at the bottom, as you can see. You can see where it resets the hammer where there, and your bolt stop is here and here. Okay, but generally they've got the same sort of wear. And as I say, the VFC one is actually a little bit bigger, let's say, but not by much. So there you go, guys. There are your main differences between them internally. They pretty much run on the same sort of system, just this one, the VFC is beefed up. And the reason it's beefed up, not only because it's one-to-one size, but they really did need the extra, how to say, mass, because this whole thing kicks way more, substantially more than the Tokyo Marui. And I advise anyone who's never handled the VFC one, pick one up and shoot the thing on a range and see what happens. This blaster is just absolutely amazing for its recoil. So, now that we've gone over that, let's reassemble everything and go over our final thoughts. Okay, so now that everything is back together, what are my final thoughts on this awesome blaster? Well, before we do that, first thing I want to say is to everyone who subscribed, a huge thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. It's because of you guys that I'm able to get these awesome blasters done and tested for you guys and do these videos, whatever you want to call it. So please do all the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Now, I do love the Tokyo Marui. It feels premium quality in your hand, even though it is made predominantly of ABS plastic. It does feel substantial. The MP7 from VFC also feels very good. Again, because of its construction, it feels more lighter, more balanced in the hand due to less weight. And if you're going to be playing gameplays for 35, 45-minute rounds and so on, that weight can start to become an issue over time, and fatigue can set in more with the Tokyo Marui. But with the VFC being lighter and the bolt being heavier, you feel more of a recoil. So if price wasn't the issue, and it comes down to which one would I purchase, well, to be honest with you, it would be a photo finish. It really, really would be a photo finish. But I would have to say the VFC one does pip it. The Tokyo Marui is excellent and has been for 8 years. There is a lot of aftermarket support for it, and you can pretty much build the gun from zero. Let's put it that way. You could buy every part separately and build it back together, if that's what you wish to do. With the VFC, the majority of the important parts are available. Magazines, bolt carriers, nozzles, etc. Anything like that, the shell, you can pretty much get. So now we get to the point of to buy or not to buy, and I would just say buy either one of them. They're both amazing. If you own a Tokyo Marui, is there a need to get a VFC? No. You've got a good gun, go use it. But if you don't have an MP7 and you really want one, then buy the VFC. The VFC has featured basically all of their internal upgrades, all of their internal research and learning lessons that they've had since the Gen 1. A typical story that we always see with VFC. Gen 1s are crap, Gen 2s are amazing, etc. So yeah, they're both easy to adjust the hops, they're both great and gas efficiency, they both kick, but the VFC does kick it more. And yeah, like I say, they're just a little bit of extra size, gives you a little bit more rail space, a little bit better length of pull, I guess. So it just edges it. And like I say, you're talking difference of a hair between the two in a photo finish. It's really, really close. But I would definitely go for the VFC. It is an amazing piece of kit. Or the Tokyo Marui, because that also is an amazing piece of kit. And so, we've now come to the end of this comparison. I would love to know what you guys think of it. Which one would you two get, you know? Would you get both? Or would, like I have? Or would you like the VFC over the TM or the TM over the VFC? Let me know in the comments down below. I look forward to reading your replies. As always, I've been the Middle-Aged Gamer, and you guys have been absolutely amazing.